Hello everyone. So today we are going to start on a climbing system as in Zelda game. So in the Zelda game, the Link character can grab on any kind of a surface and climb on. So that's what we are trying to implement here. But for now, in this episode, all I'm going to do is when I press space, character is going to detect the wall in front of him and grab on that wall. So that's all we are going to do for this episode. So that works on any type of a wall. So the system is not finished yet, so this is the first part we are going to work on. Alright, this episode is sponsored by this generous patron. Thank you very much for your support. Okay, so this is the usual third-person template, nothing special. Right, this is what I'm going to use. Alright, so first what I need to do is when I go in front of a wall and if I press space, the character should grab the wall and hang on the wall like a spider. Because that's basically how the Zelda Link's climbing system works. Okay, so how do we do that? Let me open the third-person character. And here when we jump, we have the input action jump. Let's create a function check grab wall. Right, so how do we check if there is a wall in front of us? Well, we can do a line trace, but I think it would be better if we do two line traces. One is from the character's mid level and another one is from character's head level, because if there is a very short wall, it doesn't make sense to hang in on that wall. Right, so let's do line trace by channel. And yeah, as I said, I want to use the head location and the pelvis location. So if I open the character, pelvis is in the middle. Right, let's get a reference to the mesh, get socket location. First let's take pelvis location, and also I need another location, the head location. So from these 2 points I'm going to do a line trace forward to detect if there is a wall or something that the character can grab onto. Head. Right, now this is the starting location. Let's start with the pelvis, and the end location should be, we can get actor location. No, not actor location, get actor forward vector and multiply it by, let's say, 200 units and add to this vector. So using this operation we can get a point in the direction of the character's forward vector 200 units from this pelvis location. So that's our first line trace. I'll set the debug mode for duration, so we should be able to see the line trace. And if this is a hit, I need to do another line trace. Here the starting location is the head location, and the end location is same as here. $200 units in front of the character. Okay, right. Okay, now when we do the jump it, here let me move the jump. Here, so we have more space, and let's do grab. Let's call grab wall here. Right, now let's, if I jump, oh, I see only one line. Wait, ah, right, that's because if there are no hits, I don't do the next line trace. Okay, so if I go in front of a wall and do jump, you can see 2 lines are there. Right, now the next thing we need to do is, when we do the jump, the character should grab the wall. So how to do that? Right, so if this is also true, what we can do is, let's set movement mode of the character movement component to fly, because we need to make the character walk up on the wall, not walking, move up on the wall. And then we need to move the character to the wall, so move component to let's get the capsule component. Oh, we can't do that because this is a function. Right, we can't use the move component to event. Alright, then instead of grab wall function, let me cut this and delete this. Let's create a custom event grab wall. Like this. Now I can use move component 2. Capsule. So we need to move the capsule to the hit location of where? Let's use pelvis. Let me get the hit and break. Hit result. So here we have the location, and let's add some point. So this normal gives us the normal of that surface where this line trace hits. So let's multiply this by 60 so that it gives us a point 60 points, 60 units away from the surface. And let's move the capsule or the character into that location. So here we don't need to change the rotation of the character, so get actor rotation. Actually, as a matter of fact, we do. We need to make the character face the wall, but how? Can we multiply this by -1 and get rotation from X vector? I think this should work. Here we only need to change the Z because we don't want to change X pitch or roll of the character. Right, shall we see what happens now? Wait, did I? Okay, I gave the target location. Right, it did. But I think it would be better if instead of using the pelvis hit, if we use the head hit, so that character will move up a little bit. Okay, now we are in the flight mode, that's why the character is floating. So right, why not the jumping happens? Also I think this 60 is too much. Let's make it 20, 30. Shall we add some delay before setting the movement mode, so the character will have some time to do the jump? Right, maybe that's too much. Okay, now after moving the character to the wall, we need to disable all the movements. For that, on the character movement component, let's call stop movement immediately. Right, okay, now we need to take care of the inputs. We need to modify the movement inputs, and also we need to modify the animation. Right, so how do we implement the animations? Okay, so I have imported this set of animations where we have braced hang, shimmy left, shimmy right, climb, hanging idle, these animations. This hanging idle should match the location of the character. this is slightly above, but maybe that won't be a huge issue. Okay, so let's create a blend space using these animations for on wall movement. We have this blend space is used for the character locomotion. Animation blend space. This should be a 2D blend space because the character will be walking up, walking down, walking left and walking right. BSP on wall. Right, so let's use the hanging idle in the middle. Oh wait, we need to name the axis. Horizontal, let's call little x. Vertical, let's call Z. Minimum axis value x, let's say -100, maximum +100. 4 divisions should be enough. Similarly, minimum Z -100, maximum +100. Okay. Now this one is moving right on the wall. I will add it to moving right means to this side here, and this one here, and climbing up, or not that one. Alright, this one. Yeah, and climbing down. The same animation, can we make it minus? Oh no. But we can duplicate the animation and make the red minus, but let's take care of that later on. First, let's use this animation blend space inside the animation blueprint and see if that works. Right, now here let's drag and drop this BSP on wall, and let's do blend poses by ball. This is false pose, this is true pose, and I'll promote this to a variable. Let's call this on wall. And by default it should be false. So the animation blueprint needs a way to know if the character is on the wall. So here in the event graph, we can use movement, get movement mode. Where is it there? That is only available for the character movement, not movement component. Right, then let's define a interface. pp ppi character animation. Let's call it set on wall, and here as input let's add on wall. Right, here we have a capital N. Should be simple. Right, now let's implement that animation blueprint interface. PPI character animation, and let's implement the event set on wall, and here let's set on wall with the value we receive. Okay, now in the third person character, when we grab the wall, here let's get the mesh, get anim instance, set on wall to true. Right, now let's test. Okay, now you can see character is grabbing, but the inputs are still working. We need to fix that. Okay, so I'm gonna stop this episode right here. Wait, let's also implement a 𝐿EDGO part as well to see a closure for this part. How? If I press jump again, I'll set movement mode back to falling, and get the mesh, get anim instance, and set on wall back to false. Okay, if I press a space again, oh wait, alright, the problem is this: when I press a space again, if I'm already in the wall, even if I'm already in the wall, this part is executed. We shouldn't do that. So let me collapse this. Jump. So we should only jump. We should jump only if we are then movement mode is either falling or walking. So get movement mode. We can do a switch here. Only if we are walking we should jump. And similarly here, no, here we don't need to do that. Right, now let's test. Right, if I press space again, character jumps back. Okay. Similarly we can disable inputs, but I will look into those details in the next episode. So in the next episode, let's look into how to move the character on the wall. And yeah, thanks for watching. Project files will be available for the download through Patreon page. Link would be in the description below. See you in another episode. Goodbye.